Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
It's Friday night, and live on 2K Sports, we're going to bring you the NBA in all its excitement. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, our game analysts, and from the sideline, David Aldridge. Looking at Boston, they took a win in their last, and before we get going, let's catch up with our Hall of Famer.
Well, guys, when I asked him what...
Okay, David, thanks. Doris, this is about the time the trades start to happen, but let me ask you, if you acquire someone mid-season, this is always tricky. Can you reasonably expect that person then to continue and help you in the playoffs?
You know, I think you can, Kevin. I think some of it is how well does that person fit, both in terms of the skill set they bring to the table. Do they complement the pieces already in existence? And the other part is, and maybe the untold part, is the personality aspect of this. Think back to Cleveland's championship, LeBron's first in Cleveland and the first in countless years in the city of Cleveland, Channing Frye. People will not necessarily associate him with that championship, but if you ask the Cleveland Cavaliers, that guy's ability to mesh on the basketball floor and bring the respective pieces of the puzzle together were crucial in that championship. The answer is a definitive yes, you can.
So what I'm hearing in your answer is that it's a lot on the floor, but boy, there's a lot to consider what they do off the floor in your locker room.
Yeah, both pieces important, no doubt.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. They've got Smart. He's out there with Kyrie Irving. Hayward out there with Horford. On defense, San Antonio. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami.
Yeah, I thought they came in with an aggressive mindset. Just turns out it was too aggressive.
Right, they fouled way too much, and there's nothing wrong with being physical, but they overdid it in the last game.
And that one's good, Leonard.
And he moves so well. When Leonard drives the lane, it's pretty much a guaranteed bucket. Terrific body control, and he plays with the ultimate force.
The shot's good from Irving.
Heating up early on. This is exactly how he wanted to start the night.
You're right. I mean, he's found his rhythm early. The defense has got to do a better job guarding him from this point on.
Aldridge lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that.
Oh, he is one hard player to deal with at the offensive end.
Irving against Parker. Irving drives in. His second miss, now 2 of 4 on the game.
Well, you think about the virtuoso ball handlers in NBA history, Kyrie Irving has got to rank at the top of that list. You know, his ability to dissect defenders, get into the lane, that is the foundation of his offensive game.
And the call will be against Tony Parker. That's his first foul. Poked away. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You look at Golden State. They like where they stand right now, perched in that topmost position. And, of course, San Antonio sitting in second place.
And I think for San Antonio, as talented a team as they are, has performed at a very high level this season. Everything's gone according to plan up to this point.
And their job now is a simple one. Keep doing exactly what they've been doing and get themselves in the best position possible for the postseason.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
The Spurs shooting their first foul shots of the night here. And the first one at the line is good. Green, he's checked in for the Spurs. And a change for the Celtics. Tony Allen's checked in for Marcus Smart. He's perfect from the line this time.
I tell you, as good as he is at the line, it allows him to invite contact when he's down low.
Picked by Horford. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his first foul. The Spurs making a switch here. Mills is checked in. Boston also with the sub. Morris is checked in. Mills with the steal. Here's Aldridge, and Aldridge slams it in.
and he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Tipped away. Hayward dishes to Irving, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Irving.
And you look at this Celtics roster, a bevy of long, athletic wing players. They seem to be taking a cue from teams like the Warriors, who have found success with defensive switching and positionless basketball.
Spurs making a switch here. Bertson is checked in, and then for Boston. Tatum, he's checked in for Hayward. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Irving. And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Here's Rozier. His last outing, he had 8 points. Morris, a screen.
And the Celtics, as you see, are stockpiling wing forwards. Brown, Tatum, Hayward, and we're seeing those guys lining up at the 2, 3, and 4. It gives Brad Stevens tremendous roster versatility.
Spurs leading by 6. Mills with it, and Allen picks him up defensively. And Anderson gets it to go.
And no doubt they've been the more efficient team in this first half.
Well, I think they're getting quality shots, and it's thanks to how aggressive they have been in this half.
Picked by Horford. Here's Morris. That shot off. And the Spurs going the other way now. Their last encounter was in Boston, where they were able to handle the Celtics.
And the last time they faced this club, rebounding was their big advantage.
Here's Rozier, covered by Mills. Here's Tatum. Offensive rebound.
That's a complete effort. Stuck with his man, gets his hand up, and then he doesn't hesitate to finish the possession with the rebounding job.
And he gets the bucket.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Celtics trail by 12.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Allen for 3. Connects from three-point range.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't D him up on the perimeter.
Out of bounds, Boston takes possession. Rudy Gay's checked in for San Antonio. DeJounte Murray comes in for Patty Mills. And so it's Boston with it. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Rozier. He's covered by Murray. They set the pick. Rozier kicks to Tatum. Morris a screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That's good from Horford on the assist by Tatum.
Well, Al Horford making the defense pay. Outstanding recognition on the offensive end. This guy's a terrific scorer.
Bertans' shot is good.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
And so it's the San Antonio Spurs in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot. Welcome back, folks. And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court right now for the Spurs, Murray and Green team up to make the backcourt. Rudy Gay is out there with Anderson, and it's Bertson at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Yeah, Tatum does not give up on the backboard. Outstanding timing in terms of when to leap for those offensive rebounds.
We have a number of young teams in the league, Doris, with a lot of talent, but not many wins. Still in the process of learning how to win. What can a coach do to keep them confident and inspire them through the tough times, the growing pains?
You know, Kev, I think one thing you always hear coaches talk about is the process, and you can't skip steps. And so I think if you throw yourself into trying to get better every single day, and I would say look no further than Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, who started their careers on an Oklahoma City team that barely broke double-digit wins in the NBA, but both were diligent, both kept to the course and both continued to work hard. And now you've got two guys who really are MVP level kind of guys.
And don't you see the stair step too for a guy like Kawhi Leonard, who every year picks up something different to do to enhance his overall game?
You know, that's a great point. The Spurs would tell you they built his game brick by brick.
Laverne, he's checked in for San Antonio. Irving's checked in for Boston. So the Celtics called timeout. They're first.
Yeah, and the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Well, I think they've got to ramp up the pressure. There's no excuse for letting them score at will in the paint. Make them feel you. Well, that's just taking your eyes off the target before releasing the pass. Very careless.
Pass to Murray. Gay dishes to Parker. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Smart with the ball. He's coming off a 10-point game against Dallas.
And he also looked to attack at the defensive end of the floor. 3 steals in that game.
That one's good. The San Antonio lead is cut down to 9 in the bucket from Kyrie Irving.
And guys, you know this. If Kyrie is in rhythm, it doesn't matter how many hands you put in his face. He's still going to drill it.
Murray, the pass to Laverne. Rebounded by the Celtics.
That's just superb interior defense, not allowing him a free run to the rim.
There's one trend we've seen in the league, and emphasis on getting back defensively rather than pounding the offensive glass. I think of San Antonio a little bit when I think about that. Why is that, you think?
You know, I don't know if this is something cyclical and we'll eventually see teams emphasize getting to the offensive glass as a means to help them win. But one of the most dangerous aspects of the NBA right now is transition 3 opportunities. We're not even seeing teams get back to the hoop and build their defense out. At this point, they're sprinting to the 3-point line and then building back toward the hoop. So a drastic difference. We'll see if it changes at any point.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
You know, when he was in high school in California, Kawhi won the state's Mr. Basketball Award. And you look at the list of guys who've won that award over the years, it has a lot of the all-time greats on it.
A different look now for San Antonio. LaMarcus Aldridge comes in for Rudy Gay. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker.
And with all the talk about Kyrie coming to Boston, you still have to figure how he'll fit in to the team. Has this year and next left on his contract, player option after that. But with his scoring and shooting, should make this offense even more potent.
This is what superb defense is all about, guys. He read that all the way.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
To the paint. Good work defensively by Ginobili. San Antonio leading by 10. Here's Leonard. Takes a big height bounce and goes in. Leonard's got 10.
Yeah, and from mid-range, Leonard's jump shot is money. It doesn't matter if it's off the dribble or catch and shoot. He never loses his touch.
And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That's his 4th foul of the contest. Allen's checked in for Smart. San Antonio on defense. Shots good by Mills. Mills has got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
And that's another fast break bucket. And this is the pace, though, guys, that's been working for him.
Yeah, I think, Greg, the faster the tempo, the better they are. And I love the pace they're playing with right now.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Aldridge. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Outside Irving. Can they get it? Hits the front of the rim and out.
Yeah, really frustrating right now. They just can't seem to stem the tide here.
Nothing they're doing on the defensive end is working. They've got to figure something out, and fast.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Here's Morris. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
And Kevin, they started the game shooting it so well. I'm surprised they haven't continued. They've got to get back to their strength.
Celtics trail by 16. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Outside Irving. Again, Irving missing.
Boy, they leave an area of the floor totally unprotected, and he lets it go to waste.
Aldridge, good.
And now this game is becoming a showcase for Aldridge. He's been out of control. A one-man team. Now it's just a matter of getting him the ball and getting out of his way.
Boy, too much of a cushion given to him on that jump shot. That's a big-time no-no.
Here's Laverne. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs in command with a 16-point lead as the...
Thanks, Kevin. Pop, what did you think of the pace of your...
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
The 2K Sports Halftime
The first
Show.
half in the books. This is Ernie Johnson. This is Shaquille O'Neal. LaMarcus Aldridge was the story in the first quarter. He had 16 points and 3 rebounds. Kenny, what was your take on San Antonio?
Well, LaMarcus Aldridge was unconscious.
That'll do it for now. The second half of action comes.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second. Spurs leading by 16 on the floor for Boston. We've got Hayward. Smart is out there with Irving. Then there's Horford.
You can see the reason it can be a tough day down low, and he's going after it on the glass. Some serious length to contend with.
Here's Smart. Rebounded by the Spurs. Aldridge has got his 3rd rebound on the night. And Laverne kicks to Aldridge. And the dunk by Aldridge.
Yet another bucket in close. That's how he's earning his points today.
Celtics trail by 18. Irving attacking. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And there are so many great point guards in the league. In fact, the number of stars at that position, we see them every night, but who are some of the floor generals that maybe don't get the headlines? More of the underrated portion.
I think the single most consistently underrated point guard, though certainly not by the contract extension he most recently signed, would be Mike Conley. This guy for the Memphis Grizzlies. Some guys just fit in the systems and the cities and the organizations for whom they play, and I would say Mike Conley, ability to run the team, ability to make the three-point shot, to make the players around him better. He comes to mind. Kemba Walker in Charlotte is a guy who, once they consistently start to make the playoffs as an undersized point guard, I think you could see him start to grow in reputation. And Isaiah Thomas, who launched himself for stretches into the MVP conversation. Interestingly, Kevin, what do all three have in common? A little bit undersized in today's NBA.
And can you believe Conley has never been an all-star, as good as he is?
Cannot believe that. No, and you've had his teammates make it, Marc Gasol most notably. I know that Marc Gasol would love to see Mike Conley next to him in an all-star uniform.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Davis Bertans checks in for Laverne. Kyle Anderson comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Rudy Gay's checked in for Leonard. And it's Green in for Manu Ginobili.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
They were hoping for a fast. Instead, they're 0 for 4.
Parker kicks to Bertans. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And to look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for Boston.
And the three-point shot above the break has become a popular shot in the league, but not for them tonight. They're passing that one up and just trying to get their offense from closer to the hoop. And one thing you can say about Green, I don't know of too many players who are as dependent on their three-point shot as he is. He needs that shot to be falling for him to make an impact.
Brown is checked in for Boston. Terry Rozier comes in for Irving. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Boy, excellent start to the second half. They've missed just once in 5 attempts.
The Spurs have been perfect so far from the free throw line, 6 for 6.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
That's good from Green. For Boston, they've gone 0 of 4 from the field in the second half, yet to find the mark. To stop the run, it's Brown with the drive, and the layup is good. Brown's got his first bucket in this one.
And they get one. Now 1 of 5 here in the third.
Boy, too much traffic in the lane. Very difficult finish with the defense draped all over him.
Watching Jason Tatum, it's hard to find many faults in his game, Greg. He's strong inside and out and plays both ends of the floor equally well.
Yeah, kind of a jack of all trades, right, and master of none. He does everything reasonably well on the basketball floor, just doesn't do anything great. Having said that, though, Tatum is one of those guys that I think improves the overall IQ of your team, and terrific size at his position.
And the Celtics making a change here. Allen's checked in. Picked by Horford. Feeds it to Brown. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Here's San Antonio. They're on a 13-4 run. Here's Anderson. Lays it up and banks it in. Anderson's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
And Kyle Anderson gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
San Antonio making a switch here. Mills is checked in. And the basket by Rozier.
You know, Kev, this in part is why Al Horford is seen as such a terrific leader. His willingness to pass the basketball, to play unselfishly.
1:58 left in the third quarter. Over in the corner, Allen misses the 3. The Spurs have gone 6 of 8 on field goal attempts in the third, a 75% clip. Bertans kicks to Gay. Here's Green. Misses off the right iron. For Boston, they've gone just 25% from the field here in the second half. They're 2 of 8. Nobody near Allen. Offensive rebound. Not going to go that time.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Anderson kicks to Bertans. Powered down with both hands.
Straight power, homie. I mean, he ripped it down with both hands.
Absolutely a resounding dunk. Here's Rozier, covered by Mills. It's Brown with the drive. He doesn't hit that one. Great D that time from Green. Gay misses.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Here's Allen. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. DeJounte Murray, he's checked in for Danny Green. And a change for the Celtics. Morris is checked in for Rozier. Brown with it. Gay picks him up defensively. Boston, no good that time either.
Well, there's no consistency from the field in this quarter. We'll see if he can get his shot going.
Here's Pertinis, and it's sent back by Horford.
How about the timing by Al Horford? Twice on the pipes, sends it back.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Brown outside. Pass to Morris. The screen from Brown. Clock at 4. Allen dishes to Horford. Elbow shot, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. For 3, Murray, no good on the buzzer beater. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs in complete command. Their lead at 28 points going into the break. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And meanwhile, Coach Brad Stevens talking to his team.
Pace of play is a big part of tonight, okay?
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Skilled tandem of Leonard and Aldridge at the 3 and the 4. Murray out there with Ginobili, and it's Laverne in at center. That's the San Antonio 5. Hayward from outside sinks the three-pointer. Hayward's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Celtics. Here's Aldridge, and Aldridge slams it in.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Larkin in the corner. And the 3 off target.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Aldridge. So it's Boston now. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Detroit, where they'll face the Pistons. And that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road. Doris, we're always talking about players developing their skill sets. What do you think is the hardest skill to develop as a broadcaster?
I think for me, the hardest skill to learn was to learn how to relax, to have fun, to not be anything but your most authentic self, because I think the viewer picks up on it. If you're forcing things, if you're trying to be another broadcaster that perhaps you like to emulate. So I'd say that was the hardest thing.
I always say broadcasting a basketball game is like a running conversation between two people because there's so much scoring and the rhythm and the flow of the game just lend itself to that.
At its best, you're 100% correct.
Marcus Smart's checked in for Boston. Passes it to Yabusele. Hayward on the wing. Doris, we've seen a number of aging players really change their bodies through better nutrition and improved fitness conditioning. Do you think we'll see more guys even extending it further, playing into their 40s in the NBA?
Well, how great would it be to see LeBron James play into his 40s? You look at a guy in the NFL, a much more physically demanding game in terms just of the hitting that's done in the game. Tom Brady approaching his 40th year, incredible. And LeBron James would be the player I point to. There's a guy 6'8", 200 and whatever he is, probably 65 pounds, who every single day puts time into the process of keeping his body healthy. It's great. His greatness has been sustained, but he pays a price to get there, Kevin.
And Doris, you can change your body and you can change your game too as you grow old.
That's a great point. Think about how much of a low post scorer Kobe Bryant became later on in his career because the elevation,
great example.
His ability to elevate, so different.
Great example. Terry Rozier's checked in for Larkin. Smart passes to Hayward. Jumper off the screen. San Antonio with the rebound. Aldridge has got 4 rebounds in this game.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control. Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Rozier kicks to Hayward. Hayward is doubled. Nice ball movement by Boston. Clock at 6. There's the pick. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Here's Baines. Kept alive. It's deflected. Leonard inside.
Boy, the assist just put on time and on target. Easy shot opportunity.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And Baines kicks to Hayward. And it's in off the backboard.
Well, such an efficient mid-range scorer. Gordon Hayward, what a terrific shooting motion.
Leonard dishes to Murray. Back to Leonard. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
Well, you want to slow this man's roll right now if you're the defense, because you've got to make somebody else beat you. He's cooking right now.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Spurs.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And a milestone win for the season. This will push their victory total to 20 wins even.
A 2-game season series. They win them both and complete the sweep.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Boy, what a security blanket this guy has been on the offensive end. He made sure they didn't suffer any cold spells, and anytime the offense started to get stagnant, they could get him the basketball, and he'd get them in the right position.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
Well, you simply got to push through that, right? You need to at least contest the shot. Otherwise, he's going to knock it down.
Bertans passes to Anderson. And the shot goes down.
Up by double digits, little time remaining. Way to defend your house.
Well, this is what you call taking care of your business, showing dominance on their home floor. What an excellent effort.
Good work there as it goes. Here's San Antonio now. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
Running up the score, showing no mercy.
At this point, they're completely overwhelming them. The opposition looks totally defeated.
Here's Rozier. Drops in the tray.
And since halftime, they have been locked and loaded from beyond.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Knocking down triples repeatedly, the defense starting to look helpless at this point.
And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect.
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony.